Hi, everybody. This is Kim Griffin from the Mediumship Reading Room. And today I have medium Pauline with me. Hi, Pauline. How are you?
Hi everybody.
Pauline is from North Jersey. And Pauline, how did you get into mediumship?
How did I get into mediumship? So do you want my story or do you want
Sure, you can
my
tell us your story.
development? Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
tell us your story.
All right. So, my story, honestly, when I was young, growing up Italian was a little crazy in my family. And I used to see people in colors. Um, I named people out of colors, my grandmothers. I had a green grandma, a orange grandma, a purple grandmother, and I thought everybody saw people in colors. I guess I saw people in their true colors. I didn't know at the time. So, and everybody thought it was cute and whatever. And, I always felt different, but again, I thought everybody felt the way I did. And growing up again in a big Italian family, we all talked about people who passed and like they were living, like they were alive, and I felt like I knew them. And it was really crazy. My relatives I had found out had actually passed in the house, and my so it I don't know. I don't even know. I like my head is all over the place. But
That's okay.
so yeah, so growing up, so in the house was I felt it was very magical. And there was one crazy story where we used to play in the attic, me and my cousins. And so of course we weren't allowed in the attic and we went up there anyway. And my aunt had all of her doll collection up there. And we walked toward these dolls, and one doll stepped forward
Oh,
and and
wow.
and I thought, I thank God I wasn't alone because they would have thought I was crazy. And we all looked at each other and ran, and we never went into the attic again. So there were like all those crazy kind of stories, but I thought everybody just experienced these things.
Mm.
And then as I got a little older, my relatives were, ill and they were passing, and I felt the need I had to be with them. So each experience was really unique. When my grandmother was passing, she was talking to her relatives in Italian, and I questioned why she was doing that.
Mm.
And then when my dad was passing, he was talking to my mother and my relatives, and I was actually included in that conversation. It was like a back and forth conversation, which was, I felt very fascinating. And my uncle, who had Alzheimer's, I would visit him every couple weeks for years, and we would have these great conversations. And he would tell me about um, my dad, who was sitting right there with us, who was passed, and he would talk about people who were passed that they were there. So again, I was involved in that conversation and I found them very fascinating. So it wasn't until my mom passed and I was having these really vivid dreams, these visits from her for a year. And I would go to sleep because I couldn't wait to go to sleep because I would actually feel her hugging me. And
Mm.
then after a year, those dreams started to dissipate and I started to panic. Like I needed to know, like, is this real? And is there an afterlife? And where did she go?
Mm.
So, um, I always was very interested in mediums and very interested in doing mediumship work or psychic work. And I am a hairdresser for over 40 years. And, me connecting with people psychically, which I didn't realize I was doing, was very natural to me. So I always heard that the teacher would find you when you were ready. And I went to a meditation class with a friend of mine, and it actually happened to be at Medium Drew's facility in Ramsey.
Mm.
And long story short, he was offering uh, a butterfly series class, which I couldn't wait to take. I thought it was amazing. This was what I needed to do. And I took it. And it was like right before COVID. And then COVID happened and everything went to Zoom. So I didn't know anything about Zoom. I didn't even have a computer. And when I look back, there were so many things I learned in developing the proper way, the tools that you need. There is a structure in doing this, and there is for working for spirit, there's an ethical way to do it. And I learned so much about myself. I learned so much about healing and, even within myself, like, traumas that we have. It was just an incredible journey. I didn't expect it to evolve this way, to the point of fast forward 7 years later, being a part of co-teaching for Medium Drew's class. So what an honor and a privilege, and not, taking this journey, not expecting anything, and just, being where I am and doing this work to help others heal and let them know that there is more to life here than the physical world. And your loved ones are always with you. They live in your heart. They may not be here physically, but they are always with us. And I love to share that with people.
Now you talk about your development. I know that you said you have medium Drew, which would be I know Drew.
Yeah,
Yeah, we kind of grew up together
yeah, he's
in the
great.
medium world. And so where is he located now? He's in these. This is just for people that might be located in New Jersey that maybe want to seek out somebody.
Well, he is now doing in-person classes
Okay.
in Saddle River.
Oh, in Saddle River. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. And
Body Positive, I think it's called, something
okay.
like that.
Body positive.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's
Great.
it's
Great.
in Saddle River, but if you really want to start your development from scratch, and he's a great teacher because he's very honest.
Right.
He's not rainbows and unicorns. He's
Yeah.
very straightforward. He's really great. So if you're looking for,
Okay.
somebody, yeah,
And okay, so he's in Saddle River now, and people can look him up if they're interested
yeah,
in person up in North Jersey. That's way up North Jersey, right? That's way up.
yeah,
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 that's way
up
up.
by almost by Suffering,
Okay.
almost, yeah.
Yeah, okay. I was located in Central Jersey, so
Oh,
that's another country to me. I don't think I was ever in Saddle River in my life.
oh no, oh, it's beautiful
No,
there.
no, I'm strictly Central Jersey. So it was Piscataway, Bound Brook, Somerville, Princeton,
Oh,
Edison, Perth Amboy,
oh, okay.
Woodbridge, that area. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah.
Busy, busy, yeah.
Yeah, very, yeah.
Yeah.
And what other development classes have you taken? Because I know last time we had talked afterwards and you had mentioned other people that you have gone to as well.
Yeah, so I've taken circles with Anthony Maraca,
Okay.
um, Lauren Rainbow,
Oh,
and Cindy Kaza.
okay. Now, Anthony, I know he's also located in New Jersey. He's located in West Jersey, and he does online ones, though, correct?
Yeah, he does on, yeah, his
Yes.
stuff is online. His circles and
Yes.
everything
And
are definitely online. Everybody's is actually, well, Lauren Rainbow is, but I believe she's in New Hampshire.
correct.
So she
Yes.
has both. Um,
Okay.
yeah. And Cindy Kaza just on Zoom.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you had mentioned also that you're teaching now, you're co-teaching. Um, what do you like about teaching? I,
I love to share my experiences with the students. And when I when I when I help them and listen to them and watch them grow, it's so amazing. And I remember being where they were at one time and kind of like being their cheerleader to know that they can do it and they can get there because I didn't think I could either. And then all of a sudden you're there. So I love to just reinforce that and let them know that, they can do it. They can
Right.
do it. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of showing up. It's not easy work. When you start to develop, it kind of it's real hard. It's not as easy as, people think it's so easy and you just talk to, somebody in spirit and it's not. It's a lot of work on yourself. It's a lot of meditation. It's a lot of, it's a lot. It's staying connected, to
Right.
spirit and yeah.
It's also getting rid of the ego or putting the ego aside, putting the ego in the
Yes.
back seat because I know what happens at times, and I've seen it happen a number of times with students, also with myself, very much with myself, where I always tell people the consistent thing about mediumship is it is not consistent. So everybody's like, well, I want to be consistent. I want to just, sail on through and, grab that golden ring and keep on going. I'm like, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't
Yeah.
work that way because every person, live person that you're connected to, you're working with their energy. Plus, you're working with the energy from the spirit world. You're working with all this different energy, that different personalities. So they're not going to all go smooth sailing all the time. Sometimes you are going to hit a bump,
Yeah.
And so what happens, I believe, is that when they do hit a bump, that hits their ego so hard. And
Yes.
that's why I tell people all the time, do not define yourself by your mediumship because you
Yeah.
will get disappointed. You absolutely will. You have to have a tough skin to do this work. You have to, you know, and
Absolutely.
but yeah, so
And educating yourself will help that. The more
yes,
you learn, the more you'll grow and the more you'll know. So if
exactly.
you're feeling that way, take some more classes, continue to practice. Drew would say to me, you have to practice, when you have the mechanics, but the only way to learn is to do it. The only way to learn is to get
Exactly.
in there. And that's the scariest part of this whole journey in the beginning. Still scary to me, but
Well, yeah, absolutely. That's why I still like to at times go to development circles and whatnot,
yeah,
because we're always learning. We always need to hone our ability and whatnot.
yep,
And I get disappointed with some people that have been doing this for years and they still don't go. They don't go to development circles anymore because there's always a change. There is nothing
yeah,
wrong. And I tell people, sometimes you get in a rut and that's just the way life is. And it might be maybe, I'm not saying it's spirit so much saying, oh, you have to slow down a little bit, but it may be a message to yourself saying you need to take care of A, B, C, D. You have deaths in the
yeah,
family, you had a loss of job, you had to move, you had this, you had that, you have kids, whatever, and you're getting overloaded. You need to slow down. So that in itself, those not problems, so situations or issues may be getting to you psychologically, subconsciously. You don't even know it, and then you're going into a reading trying to help somebody. How is that going to work? It's not
yeah,
going to
because you
work.
got to heal yourself too,
Exactly.
right? Like if you're not healed, you can project to someone else what, or giving advice. Sometimes
Right.
that message turns into a long advice thing, and that's really not the message from spirit.
Not the message.
It's
That's a
not
very good
real.
point. Yes. A lot of the messages I hear people say, let me go get a message. A lot of them is just advice, and it's not, is it really coming from spirit? So that's
Yeah,
why I always
because
tell people, let the message come organically. Don't go get a message, because it's like a fortune cookie message. So
or the message is in the reading. So you
yes.
not necessarily may not need a message. Like I I I don't understand that. Like when people say, all right, let me ask spirit. It's not a phone conversation.
Right.
You when you do that, you disconnect and you get in your own head. So now is it coming from you or is it coming from, like, well, I asked spirit. Don't ask spirit. Just let it flow. You'll hear it, it'll download, and then you just say it. People want to say things sometimes that they understand. When honestly, if I don't understand what I'm saying, I know it's from spirit because I don't know what I'm saying. I
Right.
don't know what's happening. So people sometimes they want to control the reading, they want to understand it
Hmm.
before they deliver it. that's not a reading.
Right.
It comes with whatever they want to give that person,
Right.
so that's what that person needs at that time. And you have to be okay with that, or your ego gets in the way, and then that
Right.
becomes a problem.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Miss Pauline, where can people find you?
I have a website, www.mediumpaulinecatherine.com. You can see my story, and um, you can book a reading there. I also have an Instagram, Rock Your Chakra 1111 or 1111. I have a Medium Pauline Catherine Facebook. I also have a TikTok,
Okay.
Medium Pauline Catherine. And for my salon, I have Rock Your Hair Studios, so you can see my work in living color, because everything with my work is all about color too. So
Right. There you go.
you
There
can
you go. So,
see
when
all of
you
that.
your readings, do you just do them on Zoom or do you have a place where you do your readings, like an
So
in-person?
So I do them on Zoom, but I do readings at the Crystal Marketplace in Hawthorne, New Jersey, in person. I do offer galleries. Again, on my website, I offer galleries, groups, things like that. So if someone wants to book something like that, they can. Uh, and yeah, yeah, I guess that's it, right?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Pauline. It was great chatting with you.
Thank you so much, and we will see you soon.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.